Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to talk about Joel Schumacher's career. If you don't know, back on Monday, Joel Schumacher, who directed many movies that we'll be getting through, had passed away. I am going to do this video because, well, his filmography is pretty much complete, that means. And hey, I might not have a chance to do a video on this again. It's the same reason why I did Ian Holm when he passed away. So I thought to myself, why not do one for Joel Schumacher too? Since I know I've seen a few of his movies. And I'm hearing so many others that a lot of people are talking about and praising that, hey, it's not just these two movies that he's done, so don't hate on him. And I agree. We'll get through to those movies, but you shouldn't be hating on anybody just because everybody has a bad day at the office, but they've done plenty more work than just that one that you think he was the only movie he was involved with. He was involved with plenty more, and there's been some that I've seen that I actually enjoyed. So let's get right into it. Starting with the first one, he's done a total of 35 movies, I think I have here. I thought I saw... Oh, no, sorry. Director, 35 movies. Yes, okay. So let's get right into this, guys. Sorry for that. Let's get right into it. So the first movie I have here, The Incredible Shrinking Woman. I've never seen it. That was in 1981. In 1983, he did a movie called DC Cab. Never seen it. In 1985, he did St. Elmo's Fire. I never seen it, but I am going to say that this was one of the ones that I heard a lot of people really talking about, saying that it's a movie worth checking out. That the one that got him noticed, definitely. 1987, he did a movie called Lost Boys. I actually did see this one. I had a cousin who told me to check it out. It was a movie he owned and he really liked. And I checked it out, and yeah, it was a cool movie. It was a movie about vampires. If I remember, they were like a gang of vampires. They were doing like teen vampires before Twilight was doing it, but they did it in a cool way, unlike Twilight, which did it in a very lame way. Moving on, 1989, he did a movie called Cousins. Never saw it. That was in 1989. Okay, in 1990, he did a movie called Flatliners. Flatliners I have seen also. That was with Kevin Bacon, Julia Roberts, and Kiefer Sutherland. Yeah, I remember. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I know they did a remake of it, which I didn't bother to check out because I heard it was terrible. But the original one that Joel Schumacher directed, I remember thinking it was a cool movie. So there you go. 1991, Dying Young. Never saw it. Falling Down in 1993. Never saw it, but that poster looks familiar. Interesting. Yeah, it got a good rating here, 7.6. On IMDb, I consider 7.6 a good rating. Because sometimes people vote on movies that they haven't seen before. If you're voting on movies that you haven't seen before, something's wrong with you. I only vote on movies I've seen. It doesn't make sense to vote on movies that you haven't seen. The Client, 1994, never seen it. 1995, the movie that really made Joel Schumacher a household name, however way you want to look at it, Batman Forever in 1995. And look, unlike... I've heard some people in recent years on other podcasts warm up to this movie. I've always had a soft spot for Batman Forever. I know I've said it in the past in other videos. Mostly because Batman Forever is the movie where I became a solidified Batman fan. I'll admit, I was never really the biggest Batman fan when I was a kid. I thought because the Adam West version kind of tarnished what Batman was to me. Even though I watched the Adam West show, and it was more because my uncles really grew up with that show. And so they always had it on at the cottage. And I was just never that big of a fan. I did like the animated series, obviously, that my generation grew up with that. But I think it was Batman Forever that really made me a Batman fan and made me go back and check out the Michael Keaton. I've seen the Michael Keaton movies before, but I never was like, I gotta see this whenever it's on. It's like Batman Forever made me go back and really love those movies a lot more, and now I have a lot more respect for the Michael Keaton, Tim Burton Batman films. And Joel Schumacher, even though Batman Forever isn't the best Batman movie, I do have a soft spot for it. And also because I was a huge Jim Carrey fan, so that's also what made me interested in that movie. Obviously, I look at it now and realize, okay, it maybe not the best Batman movie, but it still has its moments in that film. So let's carry on. A Time to Kill in 1996. He did this right after Batman Forever. I never saw this movie, but it's another movie that I have been hearing a lot of people bringing up this past 2 days ever since Joel Schumacher passed away. So it's definitely one that I should put on my radar and rent it or something. 1997, Batman and Robin. Okay, we let's get this one out of the way. Obviously, the worst Batman movie of all time. But I'll say it's watchable in a way if you're with a group of friends. There's a lot of cheesy one-liner. This isn't a movie that you're supposed to take seriously at all. It's more watchable than Catwoman or Supergirl. It's better made than Superman 4: The Quest for Peace and a lot of other movies out there. So for what it's worth, if you're going to watch this movie, get high, have fun. Moving on, 1999, 8mm with Nicolas Cage. I never seen this one. Flawless, also in 1999. How do you do two movies at the same time that came out in the same year? Never saw it, though. 2000, he did a movie called Tigerland. I never saw it. Bad Company with Chris Rock and Anthony Hopkins. I want to say I've seen this movie, but I can't remember because maybe I'm remembering it more from the trailers because I do not remember the plot at all, and I did read the plot synopsis. I don't. Bad Company, I don't remember it. I remember it, but I don't remember if I watched it or not, so I'm gonna leave this one out, unfortunately. Phone Booth. Yes, I have seen Phone Booth, and I've enjoyed Phone Booth. I remember liking it anyway, so... Veronica Green in 2003. Nope, never seen it. In 2004, he did the movie The Phantom of the Opera. I actually did see this one, and I actually did enjoy this one because I enjoyed the Broadway play when I was younger. I think it was a field trip. They took the class on a field trip to go see it when I was in grade 4. I remember liking the play so much. So when the movie adaptation came out, let's just say it's probably a better adaptation of an Andrew Lloyd Webber Broadway play than Cats was. So there you go. 2007, The Number 23. I'll be honest. I remember seeing the trailers and the posters for this movie. I didn't want to see it, even though I love Jim Carrey. I didn't see it because I don't like horror. So, the fact that Joel Schumacher directed a horror movie, wow. But then again, I guess Flatliners kind of had a little bit of horror-ish vibe, so I don't know. Town Creek in 2009, never seen it. 12 in 2010, never seen it. Trespass in 2011, that was his last movie. Never seen it. So, wow. Okay, so if my calculations are correct, I believe I'm like checking just to make sure. I should have 6 movies that I've seen of his. I'm gonna say 6. Hopefully, I'm right. I've seen 6 movies of his, hopefully. So, obviously, I didn't see a lot of his movies, but I've seen a good handful. Let's call it a good handful, okay? Obviously, Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, he gets a lot of, specifically Batman and Robin, he gets a bad rap for. But look, he was just doing his job, and I did a video a couple of years back that someone actually reminded me of recently because someone put rest in peace Joel Schumacher, where I said we should stop making this man apologize for Batman and Robin, a movie that he was hired to make to sell toys. So he was hired to do his job, and he did his job, and that's why he continued to do more work. Before and after, he was a good director at, a good company man, if you will. He knew how to listen to the studio. This is what you wanted? I gave it to you. And unfortunately, he had to take the heat for Batman and Robin, when the heat should really be going to the executives who didn't get what Batman and Robin should have been. So we should be giving heat to the executives. Look at the executive producer list and blame all those people. Stop blaming the writers. Stop blaming the directors. It's not their fault all the time. Sometimes it is. In this case, it wasn't. It was just a simple man doing what the studio wanted to sell toys, and that's what he did. It's a good 2-hour toy commercial movie. If I was a kid, and I enjoyed Batman and Robin when I was a kid, and I'm not gonna lie, I bought some of the toys back then, even though I heard the toys didn't sell so well. So some of those toys are probably worth something, right? Anyways, with that being said, I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Tell me the movies that you have seen of Joel Schumacher. And until next time, take care.